Hello, my friends from the Innovation Garage. Welcome. Today I have a very special guest. It's a very important moment for me. My podcast number 0. And I have probably who's going to be the most important guest of all time for me, at least. My beautiful daughter, Maria. There you go. Maria, how are you? Thanks for joining me here. Can you tell me a little bit about you?
My name's Maria, and I like doing arts and drawing. My favorite at Richmond is riding horses and playing with my puppy.
Oh, can you tell me
And I
about?
also like going to school and studying with my friends.
Tell me about what do you like the most about school?
Being with my friends and studying
Nice,
and doing arts.
nice. Maria, can you speak closely to the microphone, please?
Yes.
Tell me why is arts something important to you?
I just really like it. It's like my favorite thing.
Okay, that's so cool. And Maria, tell us something about you besides school. What do you enjoy doing the most?
Riding horses and playing with my puppy.
Oh, wow. And who's your best friend?
My best friend's name is Anushka, and Liliana, and Vivian.
Nice. And why they're so special to you?
They're my best friends, and
Nice. So, anyway, thank you very much for joining me here. And I believe that tonight you're going to be the one asking the questions, right?
yes.
All
So
right.
the first question is, Daddy, why are you starting a podcast?
Maria, I decided to start a podcast because, number one, a lot of people actually asked me for a podcast. Daddy teaches. I have a chance through my work to connect with a lot of people, and I'm a lifelong learner. Learning is something that I love, and I study multiple things from technology, innovation, the histories of famous people like Leonardo da Vinci, and how the past history connects with our present and defines our future. And the most important thing, I study about leadership, and I love actually seeing people developing, people growing, improving lives. Something that I enjoy, and I found out that podcasts are actually a great way for us to propagate some of the things we believe. That's why Daddy decided to put this thing together.
Cool. The next question is, who's Vinicius David?
Vinicius David. Oh, that's a great question. So Vinicius David, first and foremost, is a guy who grew up in Brazil, studied engineering, but I have never been an engineer, I think. Apparently, I have never worked as an engineer, but engineers, they do one thing, no matter what. They are problem solvers, and I have been solving problems for a long time. And most importantly, Vinicius is a guy who loves innovation. I like to transform things. I like to develop people. I like to create new ways of doing things that people actually don't see.
Next question. What are you going to talk about in your podcast?
That's a great question, Maria. Look, first and foremost, I want to do a podcast that I have fun. That's my number one thing. I really want to enjoy the time. I want to bring my friends. I want to have a chance to interview people who I believe were very important in my growth as a person, my growth as a professional, my growth as a leader, and most importantly, I'd like to talk about people who were not afraid of changing things. I like to bring a lot of ideas around how to change really the world, but starting with the world around us, right? So many people, they want to change the planet, but they're not able to change their communities. They're not able to change their schools. They're not able to change their companies. I want to bring those who not only changed everything that was around them, but through the things that were part of their community, part of their work, they were actually able to do something bigger, and especially those whose legacy impacted humanity and helped a lot of people to develop and improve. These are the things that I really want to talk about is the life of those who I admire, and mainly the life of those who have done great things for all of us. How's that?
Yes.
Do you think? What do you think?
Cool.
Do you think it's a good idea? What?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. What else? Do you think it's something is missing?
No.
All right. Cool.
Next question. Should my friends even care about your podcast?
Well, it's a great question. Number one, I would love to have some of your friends listening to the podcast. Look, Maria, I think your friends should care about the podcast because we're going to be talking about some polemic things, right? There's a lot of problems that are affecting people these days, and especially kids and teenagers. And from social media, a lot of exposure to devices, smartphones, tablets. Actually, some teenagers, they're getting sick because of the amount of use of technology. And these are some of the things that we'll be talking about here. So I would love your friends to actually tune in and understand that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My friends are only allowed to watch TV on the weekends.
Oh, okay. I think look,
just Saturday and Sunday.
That's a good idea, right? So, yeah, TV is not bad, but we can't spend a lot of time there.
Next question. What is innovation?
Innovation. What's innovation? That's a great question, Maria. Innovation is everything that we do to transform things that are hard. It's the ability to create products, services that can resolve big problems that we all of us have. And these problems could be problems in companies, right? So if a company has a problem because they cannot sell a product, if someone has a problem at school and someone goes and invents something that makes, for example, students' lives better and easier, that's innovation, right? Or if somebody comes and they change something that already exists and make it better and easier, that's also an innovation, for example, right? So like what you're, holding a tablet, before somebody had to get a piece of paper, write down, and when we use a lot of papers, right, we can damage the planet. So now we can, type and everything is digital. This was actually a good form of innovating. What else, my love?
Okay, so the next question is, what's entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship. Can you speak closely to the mic?
What's entrepreneurship?
Oh, it's a very good question. Look, this is pretty much connected with innovation, but entrepreneurship is the idea of taking action to really make innovation and breakthroughs a reality, right? Not necessarily someone who starts a business, someone who starts a brick and mortar type of business or an internet business, someone who is working for a company, someone who is actually studying today, a student can become an entrepreneur. It's just the act of actually getting things done, right? So advancing things, and it could take many forms, but it's this whole idea of really have a belief in something you like, a big idea you have, and go and make it happen, right? So everybody can be an entrepreneur, right? You can be one right now. Everything you did, for example, you started to do your bracelets, and then we went and started to sell it in front of Safeway. Right?
I remember that we sold so.
That was a great example of entrepreneurship. Oh, by the way, can you talk about that? I mean, how did you?
Bracelets.
Yeah. How did you feel about that? Like you created your product. What did you learn about that event?
That people like those things.
People like it, right? Yeah. Cool. What else?
So the next question I made up is, can't you just do the podcast in your office because there is enough room?
That's a good point. I mean, it's not so nice here in the living room.
I mean, it's nice. It just, I don't understand why you could have just done it there because there is enough room.
That's a good point. And by the way, I have a lot of stuff in my office that I'd love to show. My old audio oscillator. I have some gadgets, right? So, but the reason I decided to do it here in the living room today is I wanted to actually try to capture the Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that, but that's where we have our Golden Gate Bridge, big paint on the wall, and that's the symbol of this place, right? So we are in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is the place where we see a lot of innovation. It's where we live, California. So my first podcast I wanted to actually do here. And by the way, I wanted to be in front of something green, this beautiful palm tree, because green is the color of ideas. Do you know that?
Yes.
Green inspires us to create new things.
That's cool. Next question is, why do we have to use special cameras and microphones
That's a great question. Well,
for a podcast?
the microphones are important for podcasts because when we put the audio in the internet, we lose some quality, right? And because there may be a lot of people actually listening, so these microphones actually capture our voice much better, right? So it's actually to get people more excited with the quality of the audio. And then the cameras, it's pretty much because we're gonna put the video on YouTube when this thing is ready. So that's why we have both cameras and microphones. Does that answer the question?
Yes.
Awesome.
That's all.
I love the question. By the way, it's a great question.
That's all for my questions.
All right, Maria. Hey, look. Anything else that you want to know, or anything else you want to say?
No.
By the way, can you come more often to my podcast and help me? So look, I really want to thank you for doing this interview with Ada, right? So people can be super excited about the next podcast. Maria is the very special thing to me. I mean, many of you know that I fight for a world where people can innovate and they are free to express whatever they think. And I've had situations, honestly, where when I wanted or tried to innovate, it was hard, and people called me many times, clown, right? So many people did not believe it could make things, happening. And maybe if we propagate this idea that innovation and entrepreneurship is cool,
Did people really call you clown?
Yeah, some actually did, but that's not a problem, right? So I didn't care much, but
If they did that, they're wrong because you can change.
That's right. That's right. But the point is, Maria, what Daddy wants to do is actually many people get called like that. There are many people at work. Just be careful with the microphone. There are many people at work that when they try to do cool things, their bosses, they're not cool enough to help them to succeed. Okay, they're not very cool. So it's very, very important to do this. So anything else, my love?
No.
Thank you so much, and I'll be waiting for you guys for the next episode. And stay tuned, and me and Maria will come back. Bye.